Hello everyone and welcome back to Life Redesigned. For those of you who are new here, I am Bob.
I'm Karri.
And in 2022 we sold everything that we owned. We hit the road full time in our RV, and well, we have not looked back. And we make videos on YouTube to dispel all the crap that's out there. We like to present honest and real RV life, and if that's something that you want, you can join the group. You can join the journey of 16,000 strong who have said enough of the garbage. We want the truth. You can join Life Redesigned, and we're here to help you along the way. Now, today, Karri, we are urban camping. Yes, that's right. We are at the beautiful Crossroads Coach RV Resort here in Lake City, South Carolina, and we've been having a blast talking to everybody here in and around the surrounding areas, all about RVs and life, and basically why she's with me. But we've been having a fantastic time, and we're sharing some of those moments with you, just going over the things that we discussed and the people that wanted to know a little more about things. One of the number one questions Karri and I get asked is, how do you make money on the road? And that's what we're going to cover in today's video. All right, now, if you've never been here before, you know that Karri keeps a book. She keeps a book full of ideas, and it's called the Book of Knowledge. And Karri, every time somebody says something, she feverishly writes it down, and that's what we're going to share with you today. Starting with the number one way to make money on the road is?
No, Bob. You cannot be a foot model on OnlyFans.
Whoa! And there goes my next round. Really? Is that in the book? Wow. I don't even know what to say here. No, that is not in the book, in fact. Wow. Right off the bat, we can talk about camp hosting, and that's basically trying to keep her on track sometimes, folks. Camp hosting is basically where you work as an ambassador of the campground or state park or just RV resort, and you take care of people's check-ins, and if they have a problem, they come to you because you are the host.
Yes.
And along with that, you are the host with the most because they will come to you constantly. But there's a lot of places that not only will they give you a free site to be a camp host, but they'll also pay you a set amount of dollars for that. And that is a great way to explore and make a little cash for when the OnlyFans dries up. Next.
Work camping.
Work camping is along the lines of camp hosting, but this is where you're going to get a little more dirty. Work camping goes into you exchange your services for that site and a potential salary. You got to be careful because there's a lot of things that go on. Some things that I've seen a few campgrounds that really take advantage of that. And there's a mosquito, but you basically, if you like being outdoors or you like doing that type of work, there's a big demand for people to take care of the grounds and just help with the influx of campers. Because remember, everybody that says everybody's quitting, well, that's not true, because all the RV parks are full and they need your help. And likewise, if you have office administration background, reservation system, stuff like that, they need you and they will pay. And there's some of them that pay pretty darn well, and they give you that free spot with full hookups. And they can really make a difference in some of those high-end places. Next.
Gate guarding.
Gate guarding is something we've been talked to quite a few times about doing, and that's basically where you just guard a gate. Texas has a lot of these openings. Sometimes they require certification. Make sure you do your research on each one of these. There's a lot of great groups and forums that you can go into and look for people with experience and that have done it before. That's easily the best way to get a recommendation. But yeah, if you don't mind, you stay put. And you just basically work that gate around the clock. There's people that will do that for 3 months and it funds them for the whole season. It's a fantastic way of making money. Next.
Remote positions.
I was waiting for you to tell me I was going to sell feet pics. Remote positions. Now, I'm very fortunate in the company that I worked with and still work with for the past 15 years, went full remote after the pandemic, and they've never looked back. So my salary is taken care of through that. But there are jobs out there because there's a lot of companies who found value in having a remote staff. You get more productivity out of them. You get less distractions, and that's ultimately what the name of the business is making more money, and they're paying. There's also a lot of scams out there, so again, be careful.
Just be careful.
And always best to, when you find these positions, is to get a word-of-mouth reference. Next.
Mobile services.
You can put your skills to work. Are you a hairdresser? Are you a foot model? There's people that want and need every one of those. And we say this all jokingly, but Karri, back in her former life, before she ran the funeral home, she was that hairstylist for high-end salons, and she can do hair. She doesn't do it. Do you still do it?
Not anymore.
But if she wanted to, she could say cuts by Karri, and she could go from RV to RV, because there is that big of a demand for skilled people on the road. You'd be surprised how many people are like us in kind of that introvert lifestyle where they don't want to go out, they want to do their thing, they don't want to go into a salon in a busy city somewhere, they just want to be taken care of. I hear an ice cream truck. I can't be that
Do you
big,
really?
but it's March, and there's legitimately an ice cream truck driving. If you've never urban camped before, you have to check this place out. Next.
Harvest times. Oh, the beet harvest.
Yeah, so there is a whole group of people, and we don't know this very well, but we've been invited to go to a couple of these that, well, you go harvest beets, and there's a very small window that this is done, and they pay pretty darn well from what we've seen, and they move, you know, based on harvesting. It's not just beets, there's other things that need to be pulled and stuff like that. You can make a lot of money just being basically a farmhand. And wow, there's people that, again, they do this and it funds them for a few months of travel.
Interesting.
I think that's great. Put your skills to work, folks. Be your own boss. Next.
Amazon.
Amazon.
Since you spend so much.
Amazon, not only am I a firm customer of Amazon, but Amazon will hire you to work in their DCs because they are needing skilled labor all over the place. It is brutal work, it's hard, but you are paid well. And there's a lot of places, DCs will put you up and they'll give you a stipend, or they have on-site
Full
RV
hookups,
park.
yeah.
Yeah, so definitely check that out. It's a great way, especially during the holidays. Boy, are they dying for help. So yeah, Amazon's a great resource, not only to get your stuff shipped to you next day, but they'll also give you a job. Next.
Amusement parks.
Amusement parks. Now, so here's something that was interesting. What's that one out in Ohio in Sandusky?
Cedar Point.
Cedar Point actually has a program that if you want to work for them for the season, they have a whole campground that they'll set you up with, and you can stay there and you can be an amusement park worker. I want to be the guy that's in charge of the Flying Bob's ride. You know that thing that spins around and it never stops? Yeah, that's what I want to do. In fact, fun fact for you, back in my early teens, I worked at a place in Ashaway, Rhode Island called Enchanted Forest.
Oh
and
my
I got to
God.
actually control one of the rides. It's a pretty cool experience.
They let you do that?
Yeah, they did, until they
that's
realized that I'm a
sad.
jokester and I wasn't going to stop it. But boy, if I could grow my hair long, I would join the amusement park circuit and I would travel around the country doing that.
Okay.
Next.
All right. You never pay for a job.
Absolutely. So this is going to be, now that you've gotten those things out of the way and we've talked to you about those things, we're going to talk to you about what you don't want to do, and that is never paying for a job. If somebody says you need to submit money for an application or pay to be interviewed, you tell them to stick it right up their ice cream cone, and you tell them, because I've watched Bob and Karri and I know better. Those are scams, and you don't ever want to pay anything about getting a job anywhere. There's a lot of resources out there. Check out, I think this is going to lead right into Karri's next point, is check Facebook groups. There's a lot of Facebook groups about work camping, camp hosting, seasonal jobs, stuff like that, remote work.
There's a lot of remote on there too.
And is one thing you've learned if you've been around social media at all, is if they've had a bad experience, they will gladly share that information with you, even if it was because they decided that they were going to cook fish in the microwave and they got told not to. They're going to tell you how bad that company is. And don't ever, if you're in an office, don't ever cook fish in the microwave.
It's disgusting.
That's gross. This is
That's
terrible.
rude.
Yeah. That was
That's it.
So we hope you enjoyed this little video. If there's something we missed, there's something you can share with the community as a whole, do it. Leave it in the comments below. I dare you. Unless it's correcting my English, because there is no hope for me. I've lost cause. But Karri will answer each one of those comments because she is that person. She will take care of you and make sure that you are answered. And if you're mean, she'll delete you too, because she doesn't mind doing that.
No.
Until next time, I'm Bob.
I'm Karri.
This is Our Life Redesigned.